Hey, you guys, welcome officially to our coaching sneak peek. So today, Lauren and I are going to be sharing about our stories. So for those of you guys who may not know me, my name is Lisa Hauk, and I have been coaching for 3.5 years. So I'm going to take you back a little bit and just share with you how I got introduced to coaching, what it's done for me in my life, how it's changed my family, my life, and just kind of the progression of things. So I'm going to take you back 3.5 years. I was actually following my coach on social media. She seemed really happy. She seemed really fit. And at this time in my life, I had had 2 C-sections, been through 2 pregnancies. And after my second pregnancy, I had postpartum depression. And I had really, you guys, like, health and fitness for me was never really a thing. I left the house. I didn't know how to cook. Like, it wasn't something that I learned growing up. And so transitioning into young adulthood into my 20s, I did not have the tools to know what to eat and how to eat, and I lived off of box food and eating out, and that led to me being my heaviest even before Josh and I got married. And so I knew kind of going into kids that I needed to lose some weight, and my confidence was always very, very low. It was really difficult time in my life, and so I had been struggling for years with my health and fitness. So obviously that comes with some yo-yo dieting, so I probably tried every trick and did Weight Watchers and went to the gym, and the only time that I'd ever had success, I was counting every single calorie that I was doing, and I was going to the gym 6 times a week, and I had a personal trainer, and I was not eating food that I loved. I was eating food that didn't taste good, but I was doing it because I knew I wanted to get pregnant. Well, I enjoyed that body for about 3 weeks, and then I got pregnant with my son, Colin, and I gained 40 pounds back, and 1 year later I had Sophie. So you can see how things just happened, and then it became about being a mom, and it became about learning how to become a mom for the first time with Colin when he was colic. And then Sophie, then I was managing 2, a toddler and an infant, a new house. I was working full-time as a sign language interpreter. My life was crazy, and I fell off the list. I no longer was a priority, and I got to the point where I was in the obese category. I'm 4'11", I'm short and petite. I wasn't playing with my kids. I was too tired. I would come home every single day and take a nap, literally just to get through bedtime, bath time routine. And I hated my body. I love fashion, you guys. I love fashion. I love shopping. And I started to not like those things. My life, literally, my weight and my confidence started to affect my every single day life, not only with my energy, but my confidence in my marriage with my husband, how I felt about my body, going out into public, beaches, pools, just going and doing things. I never could find anything to wear. It was just becoming a situation. The day that I kind of drew a line in the sand, hey Lauren, what's up, girl? Say hi as you guys are coming on. If you're watching the replay, say #replay, just so we know who's able to see these. So at that time in my life, I had gone, the kids were still little. Sophie was 3. I had still been following this girl for about 6 months. And I'll never forget, she posted this photo of her in a bikini, and she was taking her 9-month-old to the pool, and she was like, it feels so good to feel good in my skin. And I remember I didn't want to take my kids to the pool because I didn't even want to put on a bathing suit, and I was like, I'm just stopping my life. I'm just stopping my whole life. I'm not wanting to sit in the sand and participate with my kids. I just want to stay wrapped up in a towel. And it was like this recurring theme that just kept popping up in my life. And the day that I said enough was enough for me was when I was sitting in Punta Cana on an amazing trip with my husband, no kids. We spent so much money. I was gonna enjoy the crap out of it. I hated every single second because I hated my body. And I actually was working out beforehand. I was I was trying to lose weight, and everything that I had done previously, hey Sophia, none of it was working. Nothing worked. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is my mom body. I'm gonna have to accept this. This is just the way that it's gonna be after 2 C-sections, after not being fit for pretty much my whole life, having that little blip. Fitness just isn't easy for me. But watching her have success, and I thought, if she can, why not me? And so that planted the seed of hey Gabby, I want to do what she's doing too. But something still held me back because I had failed so many times with the health and fitness before. I thought, what's gonna be different this time? So I was like, ee! I'll never forget, she posted a post, and she had said she created a business while on her health and fitness journey, and she had made 6 figures. And my mouth dropped to the floor, and I was like, what? And so I was like, I could get my health and fitness stuff paid for. I could maybe make a business out of this. And the whole time in the back of my mind, right now at this point in my life, I'm traveling a 90-minute commute to the city as a sign language interpreter for the deaf, and I live in the country. There's not a lot of deaf people. I had to go where the work was, and I was missing out on my child's lives. Not only was I missing out because I wasn't participating physically, but I was missing out because I couldn't be there for things. And that's when my coaching journey began. I joined a group just like this, and I was like, I want to learn more about coaching. Like, what do we do? How does this work? And I saw the first video on the first day, and I remember I was sitting in the floor of my living room of this house. My littlest was 3 years old, and I called my husband and I said, babe, do you think I could do this? And he was like, absolutely. Like, I think you could do anything. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go message her and I'm gonna go do this. And I quit, like I practically hung up on him, and I messaged my coach and I was like, girl, I'm all in. Like, I wanna sign up, I wanna do this thing. She put me into a boot camp. I chose a 21-day program. I started with 21 Day Fix. I started with the meal plan. I started using Shakeology. 3 days later, I stopped napping. I remember sitting on the couch with my husband and I looked at him, and it was 10 o'clock at night, you guys. 10 o'clock. And I was like, dude, I'm still awake and I haven't napped today. And he was like, that's weird. And I'm like, right? And then like, it was a recurring theme. I started to get way more like energy and way more like, I was crushing my to-do list all the time. I was feeling good and I was like doing all these extra things, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel amazing. And we had a trip planned to the beach 21 days after I started this boot camp, and I finished that program. I had the treats, I had the carbs, I didn't feel deprived, my energy went through the roof, and I lost 2 sizes and 8 pounds in 3 weeks. And I was like, holy crap, every single mom in the world needs to know about this meal plan. Everyone needs a support and accountability group. It's so amazing to do this with other people. I was hooked, and I started to share my journey. Lauren, Josh's belief in me, girl, you can't, like, he makes me want to cry, you guys. Like, he has always believed in me, even when I haven't believed in me, which is incredible to have that support. So that's when this all happened. That's when I started to like share everything on social media. I started to just share my progress and just be so proud of myself and feel so good in my skin. I almost wanted to shout it from the rooftops, because people literally see the change in you. They like, my friends are like, oh my God, like what are you doing? And I'm like, right? Oh my God, you need to do this with me. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, I have all these people, like, can I add them to your boot camp? I started running my own, and it was incredible. And that was the start of my business. And at first it was just like this side hobby, because right, like I lacked belief, I lacked confidence. And it is hard not to talk about. You're right, Lauren. So I lacked this confidence, but I slowly began to develop belief in myself through my health and fitness journey. And that's when I decided to go all in. I was making a paycheck. I was like paying for my Shakeology. I was making a couple of extra $100 every single month. I might make $500-600, and I was like, this is cool. And then I started taking my business seriously. The day that I found out Colin was getting ready to go into kindergarten, I found out what his schedule was, and I wasn't going to be able to make it home to get him off the school bus. And that was the moment that I started treating this business like the opportunity that it really is, and treating it like a business and going after it and say, I have a goal, and my goal is to retire myself as a sign language interpreter. You guys, like, I get goosebumps all over my body, and it's so hard. Like, I get that lump in my throat, because that was my deep-seated why. I wanted to be here for my children. The life that I had imagined for myself was not a 90-minute commute each way, was not going in the opposite direction, an hour and a half away from my kids and sending them on a YMCA bus to go to an after-school program and paying someone else to not care about my kids the way that I cared about my kids. I wanted to walk down my gravel driveway, get those babies off the bus and say, how was your day? To give them a snack, to do the homework with them. And maybe that sounds silly to you, but that's what I wanted. That's all that I wanted. Like, I just wanted to be a mom. But I also know that I needed something for me. Like, I needed that thing. I couldn't, and I hope no one takes offense at this, like, I couldn't be just a stay-at-home mom. Like, I needed more. I needed something more, something for me. And coaching gives me that. Coaching gives me, like, this is mine. Like, I own this. I love this. It has become my passion, because seeing other people's lives change, like, you get addicted to that. You're just like, oh my gosh, like, look what we've created together. And so that's when I really began to talk about this and invite people to my boot camps and invite people to join my team. And it has been one of the most amazing, fulfilling journeys of my life. And at 1 year in, I was able to retire myself from my corporate job. And at that point, I was like 90% matched to my income. So after that next year, I really took that next year and I focused on building my business, becoming better at what I was doing. I soaked up all the trainings, and I ran this business, you guys, on my free time, which was very little free time. A toddler and a small boy, like a 3 and a 5-year-old, working full time, commuting 90 minutes. I am also a wife and a sister, I have all these roles to fill. I worked coaching into the pockets of time that I had. So that commute, I turned that into time to listen to my personal development. All of those trainings I soaked up, I did that while I was folding laundry. And I worked these 15, 30-minute pockets, and I grew a business like that in a year. And so I thought, what could I do if I actually did this full time? And that was always the goal. So when I went full time, I really focused on the business activities that I knew would grow me as a person, as a coach, and would also grow my business. And that's when my business took off. And now, as far as income wise, I am making double to triple what I was making when I was working outside of the house. And what it provides me, to me, it's not about the income. It's what the income provides you. And to me, that's time freedom. Time freedom is the number one thing that you can't get back. I can't get back my kid's childhood. It's one time. Colin's going to be 10 this year. And I'm like, oh my God, if the next 8 years goes by as fast as the first 8 years has gone by, I just I don't even, he's going to be out of the house before you know it. I want time to take my kids on ski trips, I want to provide these experiences with them, and coaching allows me to do that. They have half days and snow days, and I'm able to literally be here for him. When I was a sign language interpreter, when they were sick, I could never take off. I had to be to work. If I called out sick, I had to be literally dying or on my deathbed or have the flu and it be a medical situation where I would contaminate the patient. Because if you canceled more than 3 times, you would lose your contract with that hospital and they would no longer allow you to work there because you were not reliable. And I understand why they did that, but that means when my kids had a holiday, when they had a snow day, when they were sick and running a fever, my husband, who works for the government and has a ton of time off and they're really flexible, he was the one that got to come home and do all those things. I never got to feel like I was the mom. I didn't get to take care of them and do that stuff. So now I take those little things, they're like gold to me. I can drive my kids to school. I can pick them up early and take them to therapy. I know if you guys haven't been following me, I just had a double mastectomy. Literally, this business is built around your life. It is working hard for your own life and not working hard for someone else's life and for someone else's dream, and creating a vision of what you actually want. I wanted something big, and that has grown over time. It started out with I just want to get my health and fitness stuff paid for, and we'll see where this takes me. And I have 40-50 pounds to lose. I don't know if I'm going to be able to affect anyone and help anyone, but I need to help myself. And that's really where it began, and it developed into now we are a top team in the business. It's incredible what we have created, and it's all started from a vision of me wanting more for myself. So if you guys feel like you want more for yourself, if time freedom and financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you, if you want to grow a business, to grow income so that income can do something for you, whether it's provide your family with experiences, put food on the table, make life a little bit easier. You guys, there were times where I could only put $10 in my gas tank and I couldn't fill it up all the way because it wasn't payday yet. Do you know what I mean? And so now, to me, freedom looks like I get to go to the grocery store and put what I want in the cart, and I don't have to look at the total, and I don't have to know that oh my God, is this do I have enough to pay for this? I grew up very poor, you guys. I was very used to managing my money, and I'm still y'all know, I am a deal queen. I shop at Aldi, I go to Marshall's because that's ingrained in me. But now when I want to give my kids an experience and take them skiing for the weekend and spend $1,200 on a weekend for ski rentals and all of that stuff, that is a luxury, and that's something I never had growing up. These are things that I want to provide to my family, and that's what coaching has done for me. So it's given me my health, it's given me fitness, it's given me community. I've built some of my most amazing friends through coaching. And I know it's kind of weird to say, but we're so close. And it happens because we do life together. We build this business together, and it's an incredible team of women who just want more for ourselves and know that you don't have to settle for this every single day is Groundhog's Day. Like, there's such a big fighter in you that you don't even know. Like, let yourself dream. I used to just put a cap on everything and be like, well, life, it is what it is, and I have to do this 9 to 5. This is what everyone does. Well, I thought that way because that's how I grew up. No one ever spoke life into me. No one ever said, dream bigger, girl. Like, I had to learn that on my own. Y'all, I'm gonna get emotional. I had to learn how to dream, and coaching has taught me that. It's taught me through personal development, like how to dream and how to live and how to be happy. And I want that for you guys. So if this is something that you guys know you want to do, reach out to us. Lauren and I each have 10 spots available. We start our mentorship for coaching this Sunday, so mark that in your calendars. 5 o'clock Pacific time or 8 o'clock Eastern time, we are having a kickoff to where we will be teaching you exactly what we do. So if you know you want one of those spots, message Lauren or I and go ahead and grab one because they will go quick. We can only take 10 because this is one-on-one. Like, we're going to coach you and teach you to build a business just like we have. So I'm excited to share my story with you guys. I always get a little emotional because it is very tied into so much happiness of my life. My life has changed, and I feel like it just fell into my lap, and it fell into my lap for a reason. Like, God knew that I was going to need this time freedom, not only for myself, but for my kids and for my family. And this was right where he wanted me to be. So sometimes he opens a door for you and allows you to go in it, but you have to take that other leap and leap of faith and just go after what you want. Because if you don't, you're always going to ask yourself, what if I had done that? And I am so glad I didn't listen to that whisper of like, can I actually do this? Yes, you can. Believe in yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and we're going to teach you exactly how to do that. Thank you so much, Rachel. I am so glad that I inspire you. I hope to inspire, but I hope to not just inspire and leave it at that. I hope to inspire you to make change for the better, to literally have your life changed the way that it has changed my life. So thank you so much for hopping on live with me and listening to my story. If you have any questions about my story, any questions at all about anything that I chatted about here today, please just put it in the chat. And like I said, those 10 spots are available. They are available today. So if you want one after this, just message Lauren or I, whoever invited you to this, and let us know, and we'll get you set up and we'll get your spot reserved. Have a great day, ladies. See ya.